Hello.
Yeah, you're audible. You may go.
Okay. So good evening, all. Now, just we start our topic, Linux process and analysis. First, we go into the table of contents. First, we start with the processes. Then we go into the cron jobs. Then the services. Then the auto start scripts. Then application artifacts. Then my research topic, MongoBleed vulnerability. And finally, the MITRE attack. So let's start with the processes. Actually, a process is a running instance of a program in Linux. Each process has its unique process ID and parent process ID, which forms a parent-child hierarchy. Now the process enumeration tools, PS, the process status. We can use it to on Linux to get the details of the process which are running, like the process ID, user ID, and the parent ID, and the time, which terminal it's using, which command it's using. Like that things we can get it by this tool, PS, process status. When we type it just like the PS, we will get a snapshot of the running process. Like actually, it read from the slash proc directory. Then we can specifically give a username like PS underscore U and the username to view the process of the specific user. Like only that specific users processes will be listed on the terminal. Then we can go for PS hyphen EFH, which show all processes in the full hierarchical format, which I have given on the figure. PS hyphen E and FH, you will get the user ID, then the parent ID, then the process ID, then the time, the TTY terminal used, the time, command, everything is visible on the picture. And then we move on to the another command, list of all open files, LSOF. LSOF, we will give the process ID, so we can view the which of files are open in the and network sockets. We can see the directory also like slash home slash Janice. Janice is the user here. We can show the process ID, which process is running, and the device and size of the process, which directory, which type of the file or the directory or the image. That thing is also visible on the. We can visit this command. We can able to find out. Then it's come to the PS tree. Actually, the parent-child relation, we can able to get it and in a structured format. Like on the figure, it is visible. It's like a tree. The which parent under a parent subtrees like the child under the cat directory. We can see NC and as such that kind of things. And next we move on to the cron jobs. Actually, cron jobs are the scheduled task executed automatically by the cron daemon. You can see the syntax which I have given in the figure: minute, hour, day, month, weekday, and the command. The example I have shown, it is a program which a root access program which runs every 5 minutes and on the slash var slash temp and slash backup location. And there are two types of cron jobs. One is system wide cron job, which is defined in slash etc slash cron tab, and the user level cron job, which is stored in the slash var slash spool slash cron tags and the specified username. Then the cron execution log, which the logs should contain the when does the cron jobs run, who edited them, when they reload, like that things comes under this log. And the default location of the cron jobs in Ubuntu or Debian is slash var slash log and slash syslog. And the RHL or CentOS, it is slash var slash log and slash cron. So that's all about cron jobs. Now we are move on to the services. Actually, what is a service? Like services is a background process or events that run continuously to manage system tasks. They are typically managed by system MD using systemcl command. Attackers often abuse service to establish a persistence privilege, execute malicious code at startup. We need a baseline of normal services is essential to detect the anomalies. Enumerating services, like listing all services The command is systemctl list unit hyphen all hyphen type equal to service. Then we can list the running services which is shown on the figure itself. Systemctl list hyphen units hyphen type equal to service state equal to running. We will get the all the active running services which is available on the system. Actually, we can use the system control that command to find out the service status, whether it is on or enabled or disabled, or we can enable it by system control start service name. We can stop it by system control stop service name. Then we can check the status by system control status the service name. The things we can do. And I have found one suspicious example. This backdoor dot service investigating a suspicious service. This backdoor dot service system control status backdoor dot service. If it runs continuously, it may be persistent. Like a user create one, like firstly the user will, like a attacker will do some create one malware, then we find enter into the user system, then he make a backdoor in the system which he would able to access anytime he want. Like if the system found it vulnerable and the system may be like patching or later on the patching and everything done, then this attacker need to gain it again. So he will firstly create a backdoor when he logs into the user system. So will like some SSH connection or remote desktop like that things, he some exe file or in some document, or he will enable it. Like when the user clicks on to the document or image or anything, the backdoor connection will be activated and the attacker will get the connection to the user system. Like that we can check the here is one backdoor dot service. We can control status backdoor dot service. We can see the it's active, it's running, and the size and the task and the C group. We can see the file location slash system dot slash backdoor dot service, and the bash file is there, slash user slash local slash bin, the backdoor dot sh file is there. So it's clearly we can say that it's a backdoor connection to the attacker. Inspecting the service logs, as I said, we are inspecting the backdoor dot service. Here we can see the root. Okay, the root. Then the first he made login to the root account. Then some here the hyphen password. Then he tries to create another username called backdoor dot this backdoor username. Then he try to delete it. Then he logged in with that account. Here you can see the password sudo backdoor. Then he closes the session. So he created one username using this backdoor service, so he can able to access at any time he wants. So that's all about services. Now we are going to auto start scripts. Auto start scripts, it's executed automatically at system boot and at user login. The difference between the cron jobs and services and these auto scripts are the cron jobs is a scheduled task and services continuously running events. These auto scripts are trigger at startup or login only. Only it will start when you login or just start the file or any like WhatsApp you will logged in, it will start up that kind of things. And the system wide auto start location should be /etc slash init.d and slash etc or rc.d and slash etc slash system md slash system. And the user specific auto start scripts are located in slash dot config slash auto start. It only executes when user logs in. There's a malicious auto start example. File location is slash home slash genese the username user slash config slash auto start slash key grabber to desktop. The content in the file are slash the executable file slash bin slash c curl expose d home genese dot ssh idr rsa http the attacker's url, like the his url page or website page. he will get the bash connection, like the connection when the user like log into his account or start up any app or like that. Now the application artifacts. Application artifacts are the data generated by programs during use, such as configuration files, logs, cache files, user activity record, and stored credentials. Example, the text editor Vim. Vim stores user activities in /vim info. It contains the command history, such palettes, edited files, the Vim mentions infos. We can locate all Vim info files in using this command find /home/ the type file f hyphen name dot vim info, then two greater than device equal to. Then the research topic of mine, the MongoBleed vulnerabilities. Actually, MongoBleed vulnerability is also similar, not but similar to the SQL injection. It also a database vulnerability, like the uninitialized memory may be returned in the database as a response. Like some invalidated things we will input, and we will get the like the not respond. It should not respond. The database should not respond. That data we will get. That is the issue. The issue is conceptually similar to the heartbleed vulnerability. Memory contents from the database process may be unintentionally exposed to the user. The root causes of the MongoBleed vulnerabilities are improper memory handling in the MongoDB server. One. The second one is the uninitialized memory regions included in response. And the third one, return data may contain remnants of previous processed data. This is not application logic flow, but a database engine vulnerability, similar to the SQL. Then why this vulnerable a cause? Sensitive data from other queries, authentication tokens, the user's information get leaked, and the internal database content may get leaked. Example, an attacker sends specially crafted request to MongoDB like db.collection find large projections. It will automatically like give the response, unintentional response from the server. Like we do on the SQL injection, the commands like hyphen or one equal to one, the query parameter like hyphen or one equal to one or something like that parameter we give on the query, and we will get the response. That kind of thing is also happening here. And the prevention or mitigation steps, upgrade the MongoDB to a patched version immediately. Or we can avoid exposing MongoDB directly to the internet. Or we can restrict database access via firewall or internal network. Now with the MITRE attack. Actually, it's known as adversarial tactics, technique, and common knowledge. It's a documented version of the documented version of how we do the attacks, like SQL injection, how we can do it, like the tactics, techniques to do that. The security teams use it for threat modeling, detection engineering, red teaming, SOC analysis, the incident response mapping. Attack organizes adversary activity into this tactics, then the technique and the sub techniques if optional. Example I have given, credential access is a tactic, and technically for the credential access is brute forcing. The sub technique is password guessing. Like if you want the credential access of any admin or user login, we will do the brute forcing. Like we will have a list of passwords. We can generate it by using several dictionary application like FUF. We can use it, and Hydra, that kind of software we can use it, or we can download it from a list of passwords are there. Procu.txt and list. Some password list are there, so we can generate take it done download. Then we can use FUF or Hydra such tools to do the credential attacks, brute force attacks. Then a tactic represents attacker's goal at a specific stage of attack, and technique discuss how attacker achieve this tactic. That's all about my presentation.
Manisha, any question that you want to ask from Kiran? Okay. Well, I have a ton of questions that I will have asked you.
Okay.
First of all, your MITRE learning task was about access token manipulation. That was a
Oh,
particular tactic that I have given for all of you.
okay. That I have not seen. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Yeah. Second thing, any question, Malaysia, before I begin?
No, I don't think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
hear you.
Okay, cool. No, I think that he covered it all pretty good.
Okay,
I
then
think.
let me
Thank
Thank
you
you.
ask
for
a
that.
question.
Thank
So, Kiran, in your
you. Oh,
presentation about Linux process analysis, you talked
okay.
about system CTL. Can you walk me
System
through?
city.
I have to enable a service. I have to enable Apache.service, but I don't want to
Okay.
reboot my system and I want the service
Mm.
to be enabled as
Okay.
fast
You
as
can.
possible.
Okay. System. First, you need to check the status whether it is disabled or not. So we try to do it by system CTL status. Then the Apache dot service. Then we find out whether it is running active state, whether it is running disabled or anything. Then we move on to if it is disabled, then we try system CTL enable. Then the Apache dot service we enable.
But that will require me to reboot the system before it can be enabled.
That like network, like the network dot manage something.
When you are using system.ctl or
Oh,
system.init, when you are using for RC init systems, when you
okay.
say you are doing systemctl enable that dash enable and Apache service, it will require
Mm.
me to reboot my system before the Apache service will be running. How would you fix that? I don't want to reboot my system. There are a ton of important work that is going happening in my system right now.
Like we can't do that by enabling just system CTL enable the service name.
No, that will enable. I am You are
Okay.
correct. That will enable the Apache service, but it will
Okay.
enable next time I log in. I want to
Uh,
enable it right now.
that we can just start it.
You are
System
starting
CTL
by
start.
okay. How will you start if this service is disabled? First, you will need to enable it.
Sir, I don't know about that.
Okay. I think it is when you are doing the process is just human TryHackMe. There is a section, not a section. There is a line about that dash now in the system CTL.
Okay.
So the feature dash dash now, when you combine it with that dash enable and you type your Apache service, it will enable the service as soon as you type enter. That is the process way of enabling any service fast and at the time that you need. Okay.
Okay. Slash slash now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How
Thank you.
about I'm using a backdoor service in cron job
Mm.
as in a Linux.
Okay.
As a EDR expert, as a SOC analyst, how will you detect it?
Like we can analyze the monitor login, like monitor logs, the logs like if any data is exfiltrate to his account or like anything, and it is running every time, like any bash file is there or not,
I will just
and
configure
it
it to
is
run with the time function.
like
Like the UTC
it
command, I will just make my backdoor run with the UTC time command.
okay. Then like any data is like transferred to this account, and if particular account such more file download or copying to that through this, and creating any user account like user that on Linux,
Okay. Let's take an
multiple
example.
password. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's take an example. You are a level 3 SOC analyst at an organization. As a hacker, I have infiltrated into your system and your automatic tools like the SIM and Splunk cannot detect me. Why? I am laterally moving inside your network. I am creating users. I am deleting users. I am changing permission. But your SIM and Splunk, your automatic EDR tools cannot detect me. Why it is happening?
Mhm. Maybe it is done most of the things done manually and in the proper way.
No, when you are doing it manually, we discuss this on the week one Windows and Linux internals class section. When we are doing it manually, either by automation, all the things will be recorded via SIM or Splunk.
Ah,
But
sim is a plug.
yeah, but in a scenario, I am laterally moving inside the network. I am changing permission for users, but your automatic tools cannot detect me.
With this, like CM couldn't find it out like vulnerable or
No, no, your infrastructure is pretty solid. You have enabled custom exploit detection. You have custom rules for SIM and Splunk. You continuously monitor all the logs.
I don't know about it.
Were you present in the week first Windows and Linux internal section class?
Hello?
I'm
I
asking.
was not able to attend first one. First class I was not able to attend. At the
What
third
about the
class I
second
was joined.
class? Okay.
Third,
Manish,
third,
you
third
know
I
the
have joined.
answer for this question. Hello? Okay, forget about that. You talked about startup, right? How a Windows startup backdoor is different from a Linux startup backdoor?
With this startup backdoor different from
Yeah,
Linux.
you every time we start a backdoor, there will be two operating system, a Linux and a Windows.
Okay.
What is the difference between both of those?
On the Linux we like use the bash files like that things.
And what about Windows?
Windows PHPs use mostly.
Why would you use PHP in a Windows environment?
Mm, I have seen some videos, not completely get not about the
No,
knowledge about that.
I, I heard when you are seeing the video about PHP, they are basically for the web applications, for the legacy web application or the legacy web application which have Active Directory present in them. That is for those files.
Okay.
What about the general? Like you can take your system example. You are working with Windows 11, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you're working with Windows 11, how would you identify a backdoor that is present inside your laptop?
Maybe the antivirus detected and blacklisted sometimes,
You know,
or
if a backdoor is installed in your net in your system, that means the firewall and every other, what do you say, the defense has already been corrupted.
like you can see the device manager and which of the services are running on the device manager, like on the mostly using most of the resources which are using, most of the memory which is using, that we can filter it out and just know by that.
Okay, just let me open your TryHackMe group. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Now, don't take it serious. This is just a question that is from your lab and research.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. In the task 6 of TryHackMe room, there is a thing for ID RSA, for the SSH.
Huh.
You have solved this. So, what does ID RSA do?
The signature, like the IDRC directly bypasses and we get the access of the other user, like user account. We will
Oh,
like first we will log into the any, if we got any connection to another user, like any root user, then we try to copy this ID hyphen RSA file. Then with the SSH connection, we can just type the name like SSH, the name, then this ID RSA file. Then we can directly get into the that terminal, that uses root uses terminal.
okay. If you're logging through the ID RSA in an SSH, you successfully log in for the user's Janice. But immediately after logging in, just after 1 or 2 minutes, you are kicked out. What happened there?
That it's because of maybe system detected.
Why would the system detect that on the Linux system you will be
Yeah.
Janice as logging in from a remote position?
Maybe our network, any issue with our network side, or
When you are connected, either you are in a place where the internet isn't working properly, and that is a very few places left in the world. Everywhere we have network present. You log in into Janice by using the IDRC, but wait a minute. क्या हुआ? Oh, sorry about that earlier. What I was saying, you log in into Janice using IDRC, that is in the tag 6 of TryHackMe, correct? But after you
yes.
log into Janice and you are exploring the system's files, you are checking everything. But after 2 minutes of being logged in into Janice, you are suddenly dropped out from the session. Just think like a
Like
normal blue team.
like if the user logs in,
No, that will be just create two. There will be just two user login with save time. That is possible. There are some scenarios where two or more users with same password can be logged in together. Yeah, firewalls is a word for that.
okay, okay,
See, whenever we are talking about you being logged out or dropped out or kicked out, any other scenario where you lose the connection, make your mind
okay.
think like a blue team. Okay, let's talk about the research. You talked about MongoBleed
MongoBleed
vulnerability.
vulnerability.
Is this uh, stateful or in memory vulnerability?
In memory, like sometimes we will, like it's mostly similar to the SQL injection. So uh, some commands like they have stored some windows.log some file, commands uninitialize the command when we type, it will give the response which the users should not need to get. Is
Okay.
like improper management of.
Okay. During our research, which MongoDB versions were affected and what was the feature which was enabled? Like that feature was the direct
Sorry,
responsible for the MongoDB vulnerability.
sorry.
When you talked about the MongoBleed vulnerability, when was it
Huh.
first discovered, and what was the feature that was enabled in the MongoDB that led to all this vulnerability?
Mm, that I have not got.
Okay,
I
just
have that things. That things I
okay,
have missed due to
okay, just
because I just prepare this PPT. I was ill due to I have told you like I have ill,
yeah,
so
yeah, you
I
told
just
me.
prepare.
No, this is just
I just
generals when you research something, we have to make
okay,
sure
okay. I
that
will
we have
next
all our
time onwards. I will check about.
okay. You said it is a in-memory vulnerability.
Okay,
What
the memory.
right now it is an in-memory vulnerability, correct?
Nice.
What data can we exfiltrate from this?
The user data like contains
We can use
users
this is just the
informations.
surface level. Give me the best one, or you know, the addresses, queries, like that.
Okay, 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 okay.
Think like a think like a researcher. You are in the internship. We will cover the. We have the thread intersection in the future. I will show you all the techniques that we use when we are using or researching for a vulnerability. Here, just think as in a database what things we need, what are the important things that we can exfiltrate.
Okay. Usernames and passwords, the account details, the addresses, that
Okay,
kind
that
of.
is it. Can we exfiltrate the IP addresses of the user that are being logged in?
Yeah, maybe if it is recorded, then we can like if it's recorded on that MongoDB server, then we can like exfiltrate it.
No, you mean you said it is an in-memory vulnerability. That means the memory will have the IP addresses of the people who are being logged into that database. So, theoretically, we can extract the IP addresses, right? Okay, one last question for the this research. What was the largest company that was affected by this vulnerability? And for the hint, it is a
Kind of.
gaming company.
Sir, I have not idea about that.
Okay, I think then we are done with it. Thank you.